Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. Today is Friday. It's the 10th day of February. Today is National Cream Cheese Brownie Day. Oh, that sounds good.
Yum.
National Home Warranty Day today.
Okay.
And National Umbrella Day today. So that's kind of cool. I wonder why Umbrella Day would be today. You'd think it would be like in the rainiest month of the year, like April. Isn't that like the in like a lion, out like a lamb? Or maybe that's March. I don't know. April showers bring May flowers. You'd think that that's when it would be. But here it is. It is in February, National Umbrella Day. And I've got a guest joining me today. I've got a hero joining me. I've got Warrant Officer 1, Timothy Andress, and we're going to be talking about logistics and how the logistics that they're doing things in the armed forces, how that translates to the real world as well. And I'm excited to chat with him. Super smart dude. That's coming up in just a bit.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Researchers have found that regularly eating high-fat diet and high-calorie food can change the neurological pathways in your brain, hijacking your ability to regulate calorie intake, which of course leads to overeating and weight gain. So they're saying your brain gets rewired just by doing this, Heidi.
Okay.
Penn State College of Medicine scientists tested a high-fatty diet in rats, showing the cells that control the chemical pathway to the stomach were disrupted when fatty and sugary foods were ingested. Eventually, they seemed to desensitize them to high-fat foods. That's kind of crazy when you think about that. So there's my excuse. Whatever I just said, that's why I'm fat. No, I could have all kinds of excuses. At the end of the day, I make the choice, and that's
exactly
it's
right.
tough. But I think somebody doing this study is going, hey, let's find another thing to blame it on. That's
Right.
it. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know the infamous Fire Festival fraudster Billy McFarland thinks an hour of his valuable time is worth about $2,000? The convicted con man, who spent 4 years in prison for bilking investors in his notorious Bahamas Music Festival out of $26 million. He launched a new scheme that offers advice to tech entrepreneurs for $1,800 an hour.
Woo.
The consulting fee is one of the services provided by his new venture called PYRT, Pirate. Also promises to deliver a virtual reality-powered experience where users can beam themselves onto a tropical island from the comfort of their home and control what happens there. Dude, stay away from tropical islands.
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't know. And he apparently is a big fan of the Y, because fire was F-Y-R-E. This is pirate, P-Y-R-T. I think it's a bad IDEA. Just my thoughts. All right. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Rupert Grint may have landed the role of a lifetime in the Harry Potter franchise, but he says not all was what it seemed. The 34-year-old who found global stardom when he was just a kid, he was Ron Weasley.
Oh, yeah.
He said it was suffocating at times. So, and think about that. These were kids, but they're talking about how the lines were kind of blurred between the character and his own persona, like who he was. So I can imagine that would be tough. Sad news for Bridgerton fans. Phoebe, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, Dynevor, I don't know if I'm saying that, revealed that her character likely won't make an appearance in season 3. She was dropped from the bombshell when asked this news was dropped from the bombshell rather when she was asked in an interview about season 3. So, and 30 years after David Letterman and Paul Schaefer departed from the NBC airwaves, the late night band leader and his longtime backing band are returning to 30 Rock to sub for the Roots on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. So
Oh, okay.
that'll be kind of interesting to see.
Yeah.
The Roots will actually be performing at the Grammys, and that's when he's like, hey, I'm honored to have these guys come back and join us. So it'll be very interesting. Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At BetterCreditCards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Anybody who's anybody knows the big show this weekend, the big game on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's not about football. It's not about the halftime show. It's all about the snacks, especially the snacks. Some good news here. If you're hosting...
That's the only reason I go to Super Bowl parties.
Oh, we can't say those words, Heidi. If you're going to a big game party this Sunday, the 12th of February, it is probably going to cost you less than it did a year ago to serve up some traditional game dishes. That's good news. According to Wells Fargo report in the United States, even though overall food prices are up 11.8% since Super Bowl 56 last year, oh, I said the name, a pound of chicken wings is down 22% from last year. So that's good news. Thanks to additional supply. Sirloin steak prices have gone down almost $1 per pound since last year. Where are they shopping?
Exactly. That's not even close.
Bacon and shrimp are also cheaper this year compared to last year. Don't be afraid to be generous with the guacamole as well. Average prices for an avocado are down 20%. Now
This is ridiculous.
Hey. Here's where the bad news comes, Heidi. If you're going to wash all that delicious food down with something like, I don't know, beer prices are up 11%. Wine and spirits are up 4% and 2% respectively. So it's not
None
all
of that
goodness.
is accurate.
And if
like
you
the only thing you can still afford to buy is the booze.
Well, and if you're planning on having eggs at your party, well,
You're just out of luck.
you must be wealthy. All right. I've got that story if you want to read it. I don't know if I believe it, but it's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening to your Scoop of the Day, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Our guest today, Warrant Officer 1, Timothy Andress, going to be talking about the Army Reserve Logistic Corps. First of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. It's my proud pleasure to serve.
So when we talk about the Army Reserve Logistic Corps, many things that you guys kind of developed there are also being used in the civilian world too, aren't they?
Absolutely right. So the Army Reserve has a logistics corps, and it's modeled very similarly to what you would see at corporate level. So absolutely, you'll see it across the board, very much the same. I think the overall equation is the same, but the variables in the mix of it obviously are slightly different. And Army Reserve Logistics Corps is that supporting function of every mission, and this is across the globe, and it's everything that it takes to continue to provide the ideal support to the operators that are out on the front lines every day. And are they receiving it? That's logistics, right?
Now, I'm reading here that you've actually won some awards in logistics. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So what I think is great is that the Logistics Excellence Award is a function of logistics. So the Army Reserve has it, but you're competing against the active duty and the National Guard. And it's a great aspect to have in the military. It's just to allow yourself to compete in these competitions because they do so much for those that are in the competition. You just learn so much from these opportunities. So the Army Reserve, as I am in the Maintenance Award for Excellence, is my category. They also have a Supply Excellence for those that are real good with the warehouse supply type stuff. And then you have the Deployment Excellence, and that's like, are you really good at moving your stuff? from point A to point B with nothing being lost in that transaction. So they're really competing, but really saying, are these units doing well, and what are they doing well? So I was lucky enough to be in this great unit in Colorado, and we were able to win 2 years in a row. And it was actually like our first year trying for it, and then the second year we were even better. So I think the second year we were a much stronger contender, but we just were really good at making sure all our processes were just really good. We dialed down when we got into that competition. And so, we got to a point where we're thinking, what are we doing that's innovative? And that's really what this competition says. We gave it to you. We told you about it, but we never told you how to use it. So we want to know how you're using it. And you had to kind of write that up, and then you had to display your ability to use it during that competition. They came out and did an inspection on you. They also look at how well you keep your stuff clean and organized, like that. And they ask you a ton of questions, kind of like a board. They're asking you, kind of putting you under the pressure and seeing how well you're doing, how well you know everything. And that's what that competition was. And then lastly, the greatest part is, like, how are you contributing to your community? Never asked myself that question my entire career. I'm in, like, at that point, I think it was in like 15 years. Never thought, how am I contributing to my community? But the competition brought that out, and we were able to go to the VFW and the Legion, American Legion, and we were able to say, like, hey, we can help you guys. Just let us know. And they involved us in all kinds of stuff, parades and building handicap ramps at the VFW and showing off our vehicles for display during events, things like that. But it really gave us a chance to sort of get with our community and join together with them. So it's a whole thing that was a great opportunity.
And a lot of the time when people think about the Army, they think about combat. They think about the people there. But the logistics, without people doing what you do, their job would be a lot more difficult. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So personally, in my experience, I've been in the maintenance and supply realm. So they have a ton of different jobs in the maintenance realm. You can work on, a diesel engine to a generator to the refrigeration units, or, they have laundry units, or they have welders and service and recovery type stuff. So they have all these types there. And then you have electronics stuff that you can work on engineering wise. And then they also have firefighters, musicians, they have chaplains, culinary specialists, we have financial managers and human resource specialists. We have it all. We have everything you see out there in those corporate sides. We all have a variant of that in the Army Reserve. And so it's a really good opportunity at this point in time. If you're looking at that kind of stuff, to try out the Army Reserve. You'll learn a lot, and your ability to network will only grow as you learn in the occupation.
If somebody would like to find more information online, is there a website they can go to?
Absolutely. usar.army.mil.
Very nice. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks a lot, John. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Again, our guest today has been Warrant Officer 1 Timothy Andress. I'm going to throw a link to the website in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Spacesuits take 5,000 hours to make, and they cost $1 million. They weigh about 110 pounds, and they have 11 layers of material.
Yikes.
$1 million for one spacesuit. Holy cow. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Karate actually originated in India, but was developed further in China. So that's kind of cool. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are no ants in Iceland, Antarctica, or Greenland. That's
that
cool.
makes sense.
Now, I wonder if there's any uncles. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average home creates more pollution than does the average car.
Okay.
So the average home creates more pollution than the average car.
Okay.
All right. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than 15 bucks, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! Brought to you by Mintervention.com. Here's your question, Heidi.
Drink water.
You didn't even... You dirty, rotten cheater. I even asked her if she saw that. The way I have my monitor set up here, she can see the answer, and I've been trying to not put it on the screen, but I scrolled down too far. Then I asked her if she saw it, and she did. 34% of adults drink water just before going to bed. Heidi is a dirty, rotten cheater, liar. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At BetterCreditCards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A man has pled guilty to a disorderly conduct charge stemming from an explosive gender reveal party that was held by residents in New Hampshire and Massachusetts. This happened back in April of last year. This story was sent to me the tail end of last year, and it was sitting in my inbox for a long time. I was scrolling through, and I just thought it would be fun to read this because I think this is a terrible idea. They were shooting tannerite to make something explode, and it was a quarry where they were doing this gender reveal party. Anyway, there was 80 pounds of tannerite.
Whoa!
A tiny bit of tannerite is enough to make things blow up. 80 pounds was a huge explosion. They said residents felt their home shaking. Anyway, these guys were charged $620, of which $500 will be suspended for 12 months if he stays out of trouble. But this was a gender reveal party. And again, you want to do a gender reveal party, that's fine. Just do one that doesn't cause damage to other people. Because we've seen all kinds of terrible things. Jeez. Again, this one is from last year. So if you heard one about this last year, same one, I just finally got to the story today. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Things that just went away quietly. We started this list yesterday, and we're going to finish it today. So we'd mentioned flash mobs. We had mentioned all these other things. How about this one here? Keyboard classes. So the keyboard, apparently people just know how to do that now. Because they used to have keyboard classes in school where they'd learn how to use their keyboard and print and like type and all that. Now they just know how to do it because by the time they get to that class...
Right, they've already been doing it for years. Yeah.
Landlines. You know how many people have landlines now? Tiny percentage of people. Most people do not have a home phone. And there's some homes that don't even have phone jacks in them now.
Right.
Planking. Remember that was a deal?
That was huge.
Planking was a big deal. It was an internet it's sensation, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't happen anymore. Waterbeds. That was a status symbol in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, everybody had a waterbed.
You know how hard it is to find a waterbed these days? And the final thing, the Sears Wish Book. The Canadian company stopped operations in 2017.
I really miss the
Many
Wish
families recall the excitement of Christmas catalogs. And
Yeah.
I remember J.C. Penney had one as well.
Oh, yeah.
So both of those catalogs were pretty darn cool. All right, that is the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than 15 bucks, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Quote today is from Paul Fix. The only reason some people get lost in thought is because it's unfamiliar territory. That's a very cute quote. I like that a lot. I can also relate to that sometimes because there are times I get lost in thought, and it's probably why. All right, quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. I love this story. Here's the headline. We were just in tears. A group leaves $4,600 tip at a restaurant. How cool is this?
Yeah, wow.
So it's a group of friends that get together once a year, and they hope to make a big difference. It's called the Wicked Smart Zone, a New England Facebook group of Peloton enthusiasts. They went to a tavern on the wharf in Plymouth, Massachusetts this last weekend. They made everybody breakfast. Everybody got to feel good, and they got to chat. And 22 of them met for breakfast and left more than $4,600 for a tip.
Wow.
More than 100 group members chipped in online for the big tip, by the way. They couldn't all make it to this event, but they all knew what was going to happen. They say after the hundreds, there were the 20s, and we were just tears, recalled the waitress.
That's super cool.
Going through all these $100 bills. It's incredible. I live alone. I have 2 daughters. Rent is due in 2 days. This was the most heartwarming, incredible thing that has honestly ever happened. I couldn't be more appreciative. I could cry talking about it right now, said the waitress who they were there to see.
I love those things.
I do too. Now, here's the thing. I don't know how they chose. I wish it would have said on here how they chose where to go, because there's this Facebook group. So I don't know if somebody in the group said, hey, here's where we should go.
Right.
Because, I went here and I met this person, and this person would be awesome to be the one we bless. The organizer of the group, his name is Josh Vernon. And again, what a neat thing. And we had a story the other day of Mr. Beast, giving 1,000 people their vision back, where they literally got surgery for free from this guy, a YouTuber, where they're able to see now. I would love to see more cool things like this catch on, where we're using Facebook and all these different technology things for good, to do something good, to bless somebody like this. So I hope that catches on. If you're going to do something and you want it to go viral, do something nice. If it's going to go viral, wouldn't you rather have the world talking about you for doing something good than doing something dumb?
Absolutely.
Exactly. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.